Welcome to the League of Legends Patch Preview. I'm Freak and I'm joined here with Morello, lead champion designer. This video is a preview of some of the major changes in the upcoming patch. For the full release notes, stay tuned to LeagueofLegends.com. Fiddlesticks has been tweaked in most of our recent patches. What's in store for him this time?
We did the remake a little while ago, and there was some kind of ramp up time on that. During that time, we also did some more buffs to him. Those buffs kind of took him to a little stronger of a spot than we're looking to do, especially as more players have figured out really how to maximize Fiddlesticks. We're seeing this at a lot of different elo ranges, so we're like, hey, just those numbers are just a tiny bit too high. Let's take them down a small amount. We think Fiddlesticks will be in a really good place.
Garen is getting a few buffs, but none of them are aimed at his damage. Why is that?
So one of the problems with Garen, if you buff his damage, ends up becoming that he just ends up being really binary, where he tears through people and just kills them or doesn't do enough at all. So we thought we would increase his utility instead. You'll find a slew of changes throughout some of his other skills, giving him increased utility, increased closing power, a little bit better defensiveness, things like that you'll see that'll really kind of round Garen out.
Leona was unchanged last patch, but is getting a few buffs now. What are we trying to do here?
We wanted to do a little bit to Leona. We actually think she's pretty close right now. The big thing with her was cooldowns and mana costs. We wanted to really give her just a little hair on those, improve those just by a little bit. Leona's supposed to get in the middle of your team and just do stuff a lot, and this really helps her fulfill that role to where she can really be that tank that just sits in the middle of your team and is disruptive and kind of helps her own team out. So we think this will get her in a really good spot.
Nasus is getting quite a few buffs, including the long-awaited buff to Wither's interaction with Tenacity. What are the goals with the Nasus buffs?
We have heard your request loud and clear. Wither now will always reach its full slow, even if you have Tenacity. That's been a long-awaited change, so we got that in. One other thing is we did make it possible through some lifesteal changes and some other little tweaks to make it so Nasus can actually jungle now.
Pantheon is getting a huge set of changes. What are we hoping to accomplish with the new Pantheon?
One of the long requested features on Pantheon, and frankly it's just cool, is his spear toss, his Q, can now crit when below 15% from certain death. It just feels great, you feel super heroic, you can just execute people, it's awesome. Heartseeker Strike has been a notoriously hard to balance skill. If it does too much damage, you just burst the guy during a stun. And if the damage is too low, the question comes up, why don't I just auto attack? So what we decided to do instead is make it a little bit more consistent, make it more of a melee caster DPS over time. So you're seeing a little less burst damage on it, but the cooldown is dramatically reduced. The channel time is reduced, so you're just going to be able to stick on targets and constantly Heartseeker Strike them. The final change is we have reduced the channel time pretty significantly on his Grand Skyfall. Now that the range is limited, you will be able to get those ganks and drop in on opponents much easier than you were able to previously.
We're making a couple of changes to how death streaks and assists work. Can you shed some light on these changes?
If you got a bunch of assists and never got a kill, you would continue to accrue a death streak. A player like Soraka, who's doing really well, is feeding her team kills. She has no kills, but keeps getting killed in team fights. Maybe a good Soraka game is like 0, 8, and 25. That's a pretty good Soraka score. That Soraka is actually worth 15 gold, but she's really valuable to kill because she's actually a pretty strong team component for that team. What we did do is assists now, they don't reset your death streaks, but enough assists will start getting you back to the point like you're getting kills. So for example, the Soraka we just spoke about will be worth some gold as the time goes on. It won't be worthless as a killer. We think that's really important. We also made it so that if you suicided at towers or died to minions, you're not resetting your kill streaks or you're not, incrementing death streaks and doing things like that. We found some abuse cases where you could suicide over and over. It's a cool trick people have figured out, but it's also pretty bad gameplay for everybody else. You should feel good when you kill a guy if he's been actually doing well. So we figured we'd close that loophole up in the process too.
Thanks for tuning in to the League of Legends Patch Preview. Please subscribe to the Riot Games YouTube channel up top and leave us your comments on the new patch down below.